This video is sponsored by Mars Hydro. Check out MarsHydro.com and use the discount code STONE360 to save some money on some of the best equipment on the market. They're also running a 420 sale where you can save up to 30% on top of the discount code. As you can see, this one is growing fantastic, and today's harvest day. My second favorite day of the grow, the day I plant the seeds and the day I harvest. But these were clones. This is the apple strudel. If you've been following along, you've watched this come from clone, which this turned out absolutely beautiful. Double trellis, lollipopped up to it, both of them. Everything up to the trellis net is just chopped. All the nugs down to the trellis net are just absolute smokable nugs. The color just looks absolutely beautiful on these ladies. Don't know if that's quite coming through on camera or not, but amazing. We do have fading going on down below, yellowing of the leaves, fading off. We do have necrosis, so we have dying off of the leaves. So we have all of everything we want to see. Plus we have a lot of amber going on. Now this one down here faded out before this front one, so I didn't want to chop this one out and do a bunch of things because they're in the net. So I just waited for this front one to finish out before I cut this back one. So this back one's a little bit more faded out than this front one is, and you can, if you really look, you can see a little amber tint. So time to chop. Today is day 63. Love it. Absolutely amazing. This is why I keep growing this plant. I did a pheno hunt of, I think it was 5 when I initially grew these. This was the one that I picked because of just, I mean, look at these, absolutely stacked. These are all dense, absolute beautiful nugs. Can't wait to see what we end up with on the weight. And these will get chopped down today, and they will go into my dry area that I have set up, which my parameters are around in the 60s. I usually try to go for around 60 degrees, but I typically end up staying around 65-ish, which that's fine with me. 60s humidity, which that's good. 55 to 64-ish is fine. Anything over that, you're going to add extra time to your stuff or risk molding it or something like that, getting some mildew going if you don't have any circulation. You always want to have circulation going. Yeah, these turned out absolutely amazing. Love them. Can't wait to smoke it. Beautiful fade. And this is from Square One Genetics. Don't know if they still have this available. I haven't looked. I am actually working with a couple different seed companies. One to be particular, but I'm not going to announce that and stuff right here. We will do that in a different video. Discount codes and all that. Love these. The frost is just through the roof. Not quite like the big league. The big league just was amazing with it. The smell in here is like a Fruit Loops. If you know that smell, that like a just amazing. Okay, so time to chop these down. So if you like this, if you've followed along for this, like this video. Show me that you've been around for a while. Comment. What do you think this weight's going to be? So drop that down in the comments. What do you think this weight's going to be? The weight will not be in this episode. Ah, shit. So drop down below what you think the weight's going to be. I think this is going to be a pretty good little haul here. Definitely last me for a while until I have a next harvest, which we do have the hydro grow coming up. That's going to be quite the video. Had to switch some things up. All right, guys. Really happy with the way this turned out. Really happy with it. Can't wait to get this to dry. Now, roughly, this is going to take, I like to stay in the 10 to 14 day range. 10 to 14 days. If I get a little busy and it goes a little over, that's also fine, as long as it's in the parameters that I dry in. Now, once this gets to the point where smaller stems are snapping and bigger ones are almost snapping with audible sounds, that's when I like to pull mine. That's when I find that they're dry. The smaller, skinnier stems, snapping loudly. Bigger stems, snapping, but almost loudly. You can tell it's almost. You'll know what I'm talking about when you go to do it. That's when I like to do it. That's when I find that it's absolutely perfect. Now, on to curing. If you dry your buds right in the parameters that I just talked about, and they dry correctly, you should not need to burp your jars. It should be able to go right in. The parameters should be straight. When you put the buds in, it should be great. You should not need to burp your jars. But you would like to get the little small hygrometers just to make sure. You can stick them in your jars. They're cheap. They're very cheap. Just so you can make sure that your buds are all right. If you're a new grower, if you haven't done this before and you quite want to figure out what you're doing, a little tip for you. But yeah, so it's harvest day, day 64 or 63, I believe. So okay, I appreciate everybody who's followed along. Subscribe to the channel. We have a lot more content coming up. New strains, new genetics, new runs, new experiments, new methods of growing, all that stuff. So like this video, comment down below what you think this weight's going to be, subscribe to the channel. Let's get the harvesting this down. All right, everybody. So here we have, now these are half-gallon jars. These are not small. These are the massive jars. So let's get to weighing this up, see what we ended up with. Now these did note, both of them got cut down the same day. I harvested it all the same day. 21 days. Now they were probably done around the day 14 range, around 13, 14 day, but I've been busy as shit, didn't have time to get in. Now it was 62 degrees or 63 degrees and right around 60, 59% humidity, so it was right in perfect range. So nothing was out of whack. They were basically just curing there, sitting there. You can see a lot of purples in here on the apple strudel, and it's all hand trimmed, trimmed up nice, all beautiful buds. There we go. So let's weigh this up, see what we ended up with. Final weight. Boom, there we go. Now we are going to empty one of our apple strudel. Smells so good. Second jar. See if we can go ahead and fit 2 in one. Now I don't store my flour in bags. I like to keep mine in glass jars. Oh yeah, it's a... Alright, let's see. $207 out of both of those jars. Okay. Now I did bring the second bag. Boom. Second bag. That was the small jar. Oh, now we're gonna run the last half-gallon jar. Oh, if I knocked you guys over. Shit is so sticky. There we go. Alright. There we go. That's our second apple strudel bag. $136. So 207 plus 136. Alright, everybody. Alright, so we got that done. Let's give it the old college try. The old apple strudel. Everything's in lights off down here, so I'm trying to keep the light minimal. Sorry about it. But I'm ready to smoke, so let's grab us a nice bud. Nice fat one. Tink. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be smoking it in the old school roller. The old classic raw. And a tip. Some of y'all don't know how to do this. which is crazy to me. But come in here, check this out. Alright, here we go. Boom, got that done. Ready to go. Y'all see how easy that was? It's the easiest thing to do. This shit's like $3, $2 for one of these. Very easy to use. Little nice gents every time. Alright, so let's get into this. Give a little smoke sesh. See how it does. Even though I pretty much already know since I've ran this a few times already. But let's give it a run. Tastes like candy. Damn, that tastes so good. That's so good. Alright, everybody. So, okay, so now let's talk about this harvest. Got done, harvested both plants. Now this was 2 of them in a 3x3, which is 9 square feet. So we ended up getting 207 and 136. So total, that's 343 grams in a 9 square foot space between two plants. That's a little over 12 ounces. 12.25 to be exact. Not bad for 2 plants. Put that little bit of work in, get that little bit extra. And as you can see, we got a bunch more. And I got stuff that's getting ready to harvest, like the autoflower, the gigawatt, the hydroponic run, that failed hydroponic run. That's almost done. Stick around. I'll make a video out of that. Other than that, this was a fantastic run. Like I said, I'm not really going to mess with Square One anymore. I'm going to move on to something different. Different breeders. I've grown so much of their stuff. It's not like I have an issue with them. I've grown pretty much everything they have. I like to move on to something else. So, with that, I mean, if you want to pick something up, seedsman.com. Code Barrington at checkout. Save yourself 10%. If you want to grab yourself one of the autoflower buckets from Grow Peaceful, hit up growpeaceful.com. Use code STONE at checkout. Save yourself 10% on that. Head over to Mars Hydro. If you want to buy anything from Mars Hydro, save yourself some money over there. Use code STONE360 at checkout. And also Grow Ace. If you want to pick up one of them hydroponic systems. That thing is crazy. If you want to pick one of those up, maybe check out some of the videos that's in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check those out. I'll put that in the end screen. GrowAce.com. Use code STONE5 at checkout. Save some money on them. And if I can think of anything else that I use in my garden, I might link it below. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up on this apple strudel grow. 343 grams, 12.25 ounces off of 2 plants in 9 square feet. Nothing else to be said. Nothing else to be said. I appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for sticking with me. Hope you guys stick around. Like the video. Comment down below what do you think. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.